This is Top Shop Podcast.
Shop Podcast.
Top Shop Podcast.
Podcast for automotive service business owners by Paul Donahue.
Hey, Top Shop Podcast listeners. Kirt Knoedler, 42 years in the industry altogether, 14 years as a shop owner in Gothenburg. Is it Gothenburg?
Yes, Gothenburg,
Nebraska, yeah. So Gothenburg, Nebraska. How big is Gothenburg, Nebraska?
We're 3,500 people.
3,500. Nothing like that small town feel. Yep. Working to get on the other side of this mountain range right here where I can get in a little really small town like that too, but be close to the big stuff, you know?
Sure.
So Kirt, you had mentioned 1976. That's when I was still in school.
Were you? Yeah.
Yeah. And I appreciate you mentioning before I hit the record button here that, you know, you don't normally do this. So first of all, we do want to thank you for your valuable time. There's a lot of auto repair shop owners that are retiring, and they're taking with them an awful lot of knowledge and expertise and advice with them. So I know that the podcasts are normally for audio, but our primary interest is in the video because we're going to be distributing the video on a lot of social media channels that we have. So I do want to thank you for your time this morning. So how's the weather up there? We have absolutely no snow. It's the worst ski season we've ever had.
Weather's ridiculous here.
Hot, warm?
Warm. We're going to be in the 60s today, which
February.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes, we were here in I'm in Utah and just below you, and that's the 60s yesterday.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Walking around in a long sleeve t-shirt outside in February. I'm like, wow. So, but anyway, we'll see how all that shakes out. This is definitely the warmest winter on record, I think, here in my area. How about you?
It has to be. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, hey, let's start from the beginning. How'd you get here? So, 14 years as an owner. You didn't start out as an owner. So how'd you make this progression?
Well, I worked for my father through the years.
Okay.
In
Second
the
gen?
repair shop. Yep.
Okay. Second
He
gen.
started the shop.
Okay.
We actually got into the parts business during that time, which he was nearing retirement age. So we had Big A Auto Parts come to us and want us to open up a parts store
Oh, okay.
in our town's parts store was struggling and just in a little hole uptown. And so they come down and want to know if we would be interested in buying out Big A, which my parents did.
Mm-hmm.
And kept going. We decided a few years later maybe the parts side of it was the way to go.
Right.
Big A come back down in another town 10 miles down the road, asked us to go down there and open another parts store up for them.
Okay.
So we decided, well, let's maybe just close down the shop. Dad had been doing it all his life, and maybe it was time to phase him out a little bit in that part. And so I actually went down the road to the next town and ran that parts store with my mom for a few years, and then blew in the 80s and the economy went to pieces, and parents got just leveraged with just getting into two big parts stores and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And things started falling apart a little bit. Yeah. So I ended up getting out of the parts business altogether and going back to the shop. Working in the shop for a little while, they just got behind on finances.
Okay.
And so what he'd done all of his life was about over as far as that goes. I was not long out of high school, and I had no way to step in financially.
Right. Yeah.
So another shop here in town came down and a fellow bought my parents out to get them out of hock and give us time for them just to retire. Well, he asked me, Jerry's his name. He asked me, he says, well, stay working for me. We'll run this place. So him and I ran it. So I think he probably had like 13 years or something like that. And I just stayed right there and worked for him. And then it came time, I need to make a decision if whether, what am I going to do? Am I going to stay here and just work on a commission basis all my life and not build
Right,
anything
right.
or what? So I approached him and said, I've got to make a decision here if I'm going to stay with you or let's talk about me buying you out. And so on a handshake,
I love that on a
yep,
handshake.
yep, on a handshake, we were very good friends, still
Yeah,
are. Yep.
that's
And
awesome.
so he set me up to buy the shop, and I made monthly payments to him for 10 years and
Mhm.
turned into full owner. And in that time, I had the place paid off. And so just moved forward.
All right.
I went out to, my wife and I went out to Omaha to a, whatever you want to call it, get rich, make a lot of money type little seminar.
Right.
Come out of that thinking that we needed some coaching.
Okay.
So started working on that. Was approached by a fellow named David Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Might know him, huh?
No.
Okay,
We recommend the Institute for Excellence.
sure.
It,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, Cecil
yep,
and Kent Bullard. Yeah.
yep, yep.
I just know them real well, and I know a lot of their clients, and I hear and then also I produce a lot of content for auto repair shop owners that they can just use. They can just go to my website and get, and he's done the same thing. He's put a ton of lot of work and effort into putting information out for shop owners, that's
Sure.
helpful to them at no charge. So, but yeah,
Yep.
there's a lot of good coaching companies. That's just the one I recommend.
We've been owners for 14 years now.
14 years. Yeah. There's only around 4% of owners ever make it to 10 years, especially the ones that start from scratch. I think those numbers are from scratch. So you were able to take over a family business, with
Yes.
your name on it. That's been there since what year? 76? Was it 76 that the auto repair shop opened or?
This one did in
Yeah.
78.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
So that, yeah.
yeah, my parents built their first shop in 1958.
Wow. 1958. Wow.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's,
So your family's name has been in that community since 1958.
yep.
Wow.
In the repair business. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't, you can't, the value on that is just incredible. It really is.
Yep.
So, tell me about the biggest changes that you feel, have happened in the last 5 or 10 years. Because I got a funny feeling you're probably around my age and remember when you could go to Kmart and get a side marker bulb for a quarter and
Yeah. Yep.
put it in
Yep.
your 71 Cougar, which is what I had when I was a kid.
Yep.
You know.
Well, I think the biggest changes are starting now or in the last few years, uh, the way things are going right now. But I don't know. I've seen, I haven't been an owner long enough to see the owner changes, but what I do know from the years is if I wasn't in a coaching group, I don't think I'd be in business today because I don't think you can operate without a coaching group anymore. I really don't. It takes a lot. It goes
Because
into it.
yep,
I don't think people understand what it actually amounts to. Everything's important.
right,
All
yep,
the numbers, everything. You have to do things right. So,
yep. It's in every podcast that I've done, I would say bar none. I had a podcast last month, Kirt, with a guy, and he said, I was an owner for over 20 years. What do we need a coach for? I've been running a business for 20 years. He got a coach and doubled his revenues in 12 months. He says, I didn't know what I didn't know. So every
exactly.
single owner that's listening to this podcast here, you're listening to a podcast after podcast after podcast of experienced owners that say the most important thing, the thing that just really just changed their lives and their businesses was getting a coach. So,
Agreed.
I just may just do a class on that. I do a workshop every month and
Uh-huh.
give it to shop owners for free. I might do one just on coaches and how important it is to have a coach and maybe get clips from all of these podcasts I've been doing of owners like you that, talking about this.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that'd be a great idea. Get like a long testimonial video of 20, 30 owners saying, oh, as soon as I got a coach, so I have my editor guy find all these little clips like what you're talking about here. So,
oh
but
yeah.
anyway, what do you think the biggest changes have been in the last 5 or 10 years that are really affecting and impacting auto repair shops today?
Oh, I don't know for sure, I guess.
A lot of people say the ADOS and the DVIs are like,
DVIs are probably the biggest thing going on in our shop
oh, is it right now?
in the
Yeah.
last few years. Yeah.
And I
And the
see you
maintenance
were with
programs
Techmetric.
are, what's
You,
that?
you were with Techmetric?
I am with Techmetric,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yep.
yep, yep.
Yeah. But the maintenance programs, uh, we went through the years just fixing people's problem and shipping the car. And when you get in the maintenance programs like we have in the last few years,
Hmm.
then your customers begin to trust you for just overall taking care of their car. And the DVIs are big. We can take our pictures, we can show them to the customers, make them understand and see what's going on with their car. So, I mean, I've never really had a problem with trust with my customers, but this is big, you
Right,
know.
yeah.
Yep. And so, total maintenance, people get to relying on you to let them know what's wrong with that car when it's in there. It comes in for an oil change and it might go out a $1,500 ticket, because they've never done any maintenance on their vehicles and stuff. So uh, that's probably the biggest change in my shop is the DVIs and the maintenance program.
Right, yeah. And they are really positively affecting the an entire industry, including the consumer. Because the days of trying to explain, oh, well, the brake pads they're 3 millimeters and they need to be replaced and blah, blah, that's over. You can just
Yes.
film a picture now.
Yes. Yep.
So, and people say, well, I don't know exactly what that loose thing is that he shook in that video, but it looks like it needs to be replaced. Yeah, go ahead and do it. So
Yeah.
they don't need to understand exactly, but the human beings are visual creatures. So I specialize in digital marketing for auto repair shops. And they found out that there's a lot of things that you can do to get a website to convert more visitors to paid customers. And after 2 years of research and finding all these different techniques that you can do, they're almost all subconscious.
Yes.
All things that you can do. So people, and it's where it's pictures and images and where reviews go and a bunch of other stuff. But human beings think and dream in images, not text. So if you're sending them a text of describing what's wrong, or you send them a picture, human beings respond so much more to the image. So DVIs really, really changed the industry a lot and is providing a lot more consumer trust with the consumer and the auto repair shop owner.
Yes.
The distrust now, which back in the 90s used to be the independent repair shop owners, now the dealerships. More and more people are not as confident as they used to be in taking their car to the dealer. Let's just say it that
Right. Right.
way.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people looking for somewhere besides the dealer to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to do quality work.
Yep. Yep. That's for sure. You
You
got
know?
reviews. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing from you that I don't see or hear in most repair shop owners in your age bracket, let me just say that,
Yep.
is you're smart. You know that, hey, things are changing and I need to change. And so you reached out, you got help, and you're following the advice. I went to Vision in 2024 for the very first year, and we got the list of the 3,500 or so participants, and about 635 of them were owners. And I said, hey, I handed that list to one of my team members, and I said, give me the website addresses and the Facebook pages for all these shops. And she came back and gave me a list of 300 and some shops. I'm like, where's the other 300 and some? She said, they don't have websites.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I said, what? So um, that kind of that statement right there should tell most shop owners where a lot of the older shop owners are minds are at. And these are the ones that close, unlike you've built up value, You've built up, your real estate and your name, your digital presence, your, shop's revenues. You've got something that's sellable. A lot of shop owners, they don't have a website. They have no exit plan. They have no, they just go to work every day and fix cars. But that's changing pretty quick. And by the way, that this is creating a once in a lifetime. It won't be available for the next generation. A lot of shop owners, the ones that are younger and just I want to own 10 shops, well, they can do it. I know a guy that did it in 5 years because he's just buying shops from people who are getting ready to retire
Yeah.
and didn't have an exit plan. So he puts, so anyway, a shop culture. I mean, how many people work in your shop altogether?
Well, I have 5 employees.
Five. Okay. That's the typical shop. Typical shop's 4 to 7. And culture, like you remember back in the 70s, if you went to a shop owner and say, "What's your shop culture like?" They'd be like, "Why?" So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
today it's really, really important. Do you have any tips for how you have created and maintained a good shop culture within in your shop?
Well, I tolerate more than I should, and
Okay.
that helps with with employees.
That a good one? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but no, you know, I have a relationship with employees. I have a relationship with every employee that's ever been employed there. They don't go away mad.
right.
Sometimes they feel like the grass is greener somewhere else,
Well, right.
and they've got to go try that out and stuff. But just relationships, you know, they're they're just they turn into close friends,
Okay.
and the relationships we have with them, and like I said, just I treat them well, and so it just works for me. I'm a people person.
Right.
That's what I do. And that brings me back to just relationships with everybody,
So I'm hearing it clearly. You may not be able to articulate it as well, but what I am hearing is what I hear from almost all shop owners. I treat my staff like family. So and that's what I'm hearing from you too. So
Yes. Yeah.
you're very, very they're employees, but they're also people. They have families, they have children, they get sick, they get, the kids have got, got soccer practice. Stuff happens, so the
Yeah.
shop, the
I care
shop,
about all that.
right. And the shops that I did a podcast. I wish I could remember because I've been doing a lot of them. But he was working for a boss prior to him owning a shop. And his little girl had some sort of thing and the shop owner said, "You want to own a shop or family?" So and he didn't let him go for that. So as soon as he became a shop owner, guess what he did? Oh yeah, you need off on Wednesday to go, yeah, whatever. So they work things around, and the team members know that, hey, my boss cares about not only my work, but that he helps with the family. Do you do any lunches or anything like that? Some shops have a weekly lunch or
I
monthly.
don't have a weekly lunch, but
Uh,
2 days ago we had a lunch,
okay.
just it periodically just hits me, hey, we haven't done this for a while. Let's order in lunch and sit around the table and have a little sharing time that we don't get otherwise. So,
Mhm.
but yeah,
So, I know this is just conjecture. I do like to ask shop owners, do you have any guesswork on where we're going? Now, you're in a rural area, so you probably don't see any Teslas, maybe a few hybrids.
we see a few hybrids, but
Hybrids.
we haven't had a Tesla in there.
Yeah.
No.
I just went to the Nwaka Winter Retreat in Leavenworth, Washington. I've never heard of Leavenworth, Washington. It's a little mountain Christmassy town, Bavarian Christmassy. It's a pretty cool place to have it. So, but I just, remember driving out of and back into Seattle. I've never seen so many Teslas in my whole life. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many of them. But rural areas, we don't really have them. But I'm just curious if you've got any guesswork at all. Where do you think we're going? Do you think we're going to go hydrogen? Do you think we're going to go all battery? Do you think we're going to stick with the hybrids? Do you think we're just going to kick it all to the curb and stick with internal combustion? What do you think?
Well, I think to start with that we rushed into the electric vehicles.
Oh,
We were over our head before we started there, and
that would be a correct summation.
so
Yes.
it's going to roll back, and it's coming. I know it is. Maybe the hybrids. So
Yeah.
I see a lot more hybrids than I do the EVs, but we're going to see that. I don't see the internal combustion engine going away for a while.
Yeah. I'll send this podcast to Gavin Newsom. And
Yes, there's a few of them that need to hear it.
yeah. No, we're going to be all electric by 2030. We have no infrastructure, but we're going to be all electric by 2030.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What's going to
Yeah,
power
great.
these
Yeah.
things when they get dead?
Yeah. Yeah. Geniuses, right? Yeah.
What are we
Anyway,
going to do with all the batteries out there? And
yeah. Yeah. Oh, battery disposal. We'll worry about that later. It's
yeah,
kind of like the $135 billion train that there is no train. There's no tracks either.
yes, yeah, yeah. Well, that's where
So,
that's at.
yeah. That's where we're at with that, right? So that's why we live in Nebraska and Utah.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, do you go to any events? So I'm gonna guess that you might go to Vision.
Well, I was probably in Vision in 24. I think 2 years ago we
Oh,
were
okay.
Yep.
Did I meet you on the floor? Do you remember meeting me?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
okay, all right, yeah. I'll be there again this year. Are you going this year?
We're not going to go this
You're
year.
not going to go this year. Okay. Have you ever been to ATE Seattle?
No, I haven't been out
Okay,
there.
you haven't been out there. That's a much smaller event, but it's got its positive benefits because it is smaller. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, okay, so you're not going to go to Vision this year, but how important do you think training and education play in a shop's long-term success?
100% important.
Mhm.
You're not gonna hang around without training these days.
Nope. Do you have a certain amount of training that you want your guys to take each year? Some shops do, some don't, but
I've been working on that
have
because
you? Yeah,
because it's we'll be like everybody else. We'll be going away if we can't fix stuff, and
right,
gonna have techs that can understand that.
right.
I'm past the learning how to fix cars thing, so I'm gonna have to rely on my guys out in the shop to fix them.
Right, yeah. So every shop owner, they're saying that's one of their more important focuses. So a lot of shops, by the way, the successful ones that I know that are really doing well, they do have like a 20-hour or 40-hour per year um, KPI that they put on there, to make sure that they do stay up to date with all that. So
Well, and that's coming at my shop.
is it
We're
okay?
gonna
Yeah.
it's just mandatory that you stay up with that stuff, and even when you're growing up the younger techs,
Mhm.
it's all about training these days, I think.
Yeah, as soon as they started putting all these computers in cars, and this is exactly what I read about like 20, 25 years ago. It said, the car's really not going to change. The internal combustion engine, drivetrain, tires, brakes. What is going to change is, driver assist, lane assist, all these things that they're adding. I just heard that being Mercedes. Now, Mercedes now has a headlight that if you're driving down the road and there's a person like crossing the road on the sidewalk, it'll put a black spot on that person so it doesn't blind them. So it's all these
Really?
little, yeah, I just heard that the other day. So it's amazing the technologies that were coming out to improve, cars. But that's when I believe it went from mechanic to technician. It's not,
Well, it did. When I
yeah.
started out,
You work as a mechanics, right?
I
Yeah.
was overhauling carburetors and fixing chokes, and I saw electronic ignition come in.
Do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember 780 Holly carburetors?
Oh yeah.
I had one on my 1971 Ford Cougar with a 351 Cleveland in it. It's a great car. Wish I had it.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Oh
then
yeah, that's changed just from back in the day. You just had nuts and bolts, and
yeah,
you repaired everything.
yeah, that was the day that I went to Zayre's and paid 25 cents for a side marker and went out with the screwdriver and replaced it. Now the headlight in my car is $5,500.
Yeah, and it
One
takes
headlight.
so that takes
What?
3 4 hours to replace. So
Right, yeah. So it's kind of crazy where it's going. So I do see a really good trend because the in the ever growing corporate greed. Hey, we want you to buy it. $85,000 pickup truck with $1,000 payment, and people are like going, I don't know about that. So now the average car is at 10 to 13 years, which is great for auto repair shops because that's
Yes.
people are keeping their cars longer. So this trend has been where these car manufacturers are just trying to just gouge everybody and get as big a payment as they possibly can out of them. It's backfiring
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, you
Auto
can.
sales are in a massive slump, and it's great news for the auto repair industry, you know.
Yeah.
And another thing, the podcast is about you, not me, but another thing that I really like is I know the AI is going to replace 30% of jobs in the next 10 years. Not
Not
auto
our
repairs.
not our industry.
Nope.
No.
It's the reason I got in this business. So we had a legacy agency, which I've got all kinds of clients in every industry imaginable, but we niched down a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and I wanted to focus on this because of that. I'm looking at recession-resistant type businesses, and we're in a good one. Try to get a robot to do an oil change or a brake job, So
Right. Yeah.
yeah. But robotics, it's changed manufacturing. It's changed Seattle Airport. I was in the Seattle Airport. I think it was Seattle. And you know how they push people to the disabled or people that need help to the gates?
Yes.
It's a robot.
Huh.
Sit your butt down, push the gate number that you want to go to, and it takes you to the gate.
It takes you there, huh?
It's a robot, yeah. And then it goes back into the thing. Yeah, yeah. We're in Vegas for SEMA, which is and I love this one restaurant. It's got a big airplane hanging in it in the mall. But the bus guy would just throw the dishes into this thing, and as soon as the weight said it was too heavy, the robot went to the kitchen and took the dishes in. So I'm being really cognizant of this because it's gonna creep in just the way I'm seeing it now in a lot of industries. But man, are we in a good industry, aren't we? Yeah.
We're an opportunity of a lifetime in this business
Mm.
if you can carry through.
Right. And I think this is the message that the shop owners need to carry out to the community because all these kids, hey, you got to know all these college degree jobs, they're going to be gone in 10 years. They're going to have robots, computers that do all this thinking and stuff. So I think we're going to see a bigger return back to the trades. I'm really with Mike Rowe, and our president, God bless him, Donald Trump. I think he had mentioned it, but he's got a few things on his plate right now. But
Yes.
but he did is aware of how important it is to uh, get to the public how important the trades are.
Yeah.
So, are you doing anything in your local? Do you have a local high school? Do you go to
There's no programs there.
nothing? Not
None.
one program, no. No.
Well, not for
Auto
mechanics.
repair. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So when I was a kid growing up in Ohio, there's not one high school in Ohio that didn't have an auto mechanics program.
Right. And we did years back.
Oh, you did?
We did when I was in high school. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's hasn't come by accident. So
Right.
they've purposely done that so they can theory, so they can send more kids to the colleges that are all liberal so they can indoctrinate them. So, which seems to be working, unfortunately. So, how about competition? Do you see it as a threat or an opportunity, or do you work with other local shops, or
Yeah. We work back and forth.
do
Yeah.
you? Okay, certain
I
stuff
just
being
got one
better
other
than.
shop and a dealership in town. So
Okay, oh, you just got one other shop.
right now, yeah.
Okay, all right, right now, yeah. How are they doing?
I think they're doing fair.
Okay, Gator is it Gator?
Gator Road Repair.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So, do you have any advice for shop owners on, and a lot of these are, I get, common sense answers, so maybe I might want to try changing up some of these questions, but any tips on customer satisfaction, getting good reviews, um, getting that customer to say, "Hey, I want to come to your shop, not the other shop or the dealer." Do you have anything? I've had shops say we send notes, we call them afterwards. Some just say, education. I mean, is there anything that you do over like and above to make sure that that customer is going to not think twice and they're going to come back to you?
Well, it just starts with the relationship with the customer to start with.
Okay.
When they walk in the door, they know they're welcome. They know I'm a trusted person. What I tell them, just word of mouth, a lot of it, just they know that I'm not gonna shoot them no bullshit story or nothing. It's just upfront, and uh, they know they're gonna get treated right.
Hmm.
Uh, we have the greatest amount of uh, reviews. We're very top rated in the reviews that
Hmm.
come back to our shop, which bodes well for people. We're right on Interstate 80, so if they're coming down Interstate 80 and they've got any car trouble or nothing like that, they pop up. Everybody looks at reviews anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody. Yeah.
and they'll walk in the door. First thing they'll say is, "We come here because of your reviews. You've got great reviews," and
Yeah.
you know, and we treat them like we do our normal customers. There's no gouging anybody. You get treated just as well if you're from Wyoming or wherever.
Hmm.
You're a local customer, So when they leave, leave us a good review because we just take care of them.
Wait. You'll treat them Wyomings as good as the Nebraskans?
Yeah, we will.
Two great, two absolutely great states that I can't wait to explore. I really like both white. I like both white states. A lot of pictures. I'm don't recommend growing a business to other people in their 60s like I am. So I really want to take some time and get up there and God's country and see you guys. So um, Utah's phenomenal. Have you been to Utah that much? Have you been
I
here?
drove through Salt Lake is
Oh,
all.
okay. That's exactly what you want to do with Salt Lake. Drive through it, right?
Well, that's
Yeah.
all I did.
Yeah, well, that's what I highly recommend. So, how about this one? What are the biggest challenges that you think that you've had in running your shop? As a.
Probably just maintaining good techs.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
The
maintaining good.
rest kind of come along with it when you know, your coaching and stuff can get your numbers down and stuff. Well, and that's been a challenge for me too, because I'm not, I grew up fixing cars and
Right,
then jump over here. And like I said, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know, number from a number. And so that's been a big challenge for me,
right, okay, yep, yes, okay, all right,
just staying on top of that.
yep. So, any did you raise a family in all this time?
I did.
Any advice on work-life integration? Because a lot of shop owners. Well, you by the time you owned, your kids were already grown, correct?
By the time I owned, but
Yeah.
I worked too hard in the early days and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, events the kids were in, we never missed, but
Right. Okay.
a lot of life I missed because I worked day and night part time to get where I got. And
Right.
I hate to say it, but it was a greed deal I tell myself that I was solely working as hard as I wanted to work would be the paycheck I brought home. And there was no guaranteed anything for me. So
Right.
I worked long hours most of my working life. And in that respect, my family suffered through that to a certain degree because other than activities, I was absent a lot,
Right.
So, if I had anything that's why I care about families.
Okay. So if you had to do over again, would you do more of a line in the sand thing and say, okay, you're working until this time and then, whatever can wait till tomorrow? Would you advise that to
I
some?
would absolutely advise that. Yes.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on
And
one second. Hold on one second, Kurt. Hold on.
okay.
All right, thanks, Kurt. I appreciate that.
Sure.
So you would definitely recommend, to these other shop owners that may have been doing the same thing that you did in the early years, think twice about that and make sure that you have a specific cutoff time. My wife and I had to do it because we worked together. So
Mhm.
we ended up in the beginning, everything we talked about was the business, morning and night. And so we just had to say, okay, no computers in the bedroom or phones, and then we have start times and stop times. So can you see key points, careers? Oh, we had talked about great reviews, which are awesome. Your reviews are 4.8, which is perfect. That's what the sweet spot is, 4.6 to 4.8. 5 is bad. Believe it or not, you
We're
need
not perfect,
you
no.
need 1-star reviews to look normal. So, any tips or advice on how you do handle, an issue when it comes up? Because it's going to happen. And everybody gets that customer that came in their door that they wish hadn't, so so any advice on that? How your shop handles it?
We take care of them.
Okay, so whatever the issue is.
If there's an issue, you know, and yeah, we have to eat a little bit of stuff once in a while, but
Mhm.
the customer's taken care of. How
Right.
they know if they come back with an issue, uh, that they're going to get taken care of. I'll
Yeah.
eat what I have to eat to keep them happy, and so that's what I do.
Yeah. That's good advice. Just whatever it takes. Yeah. And like you said, every now and then you got to eat something to just make sure they're happy and they go out the door happy. So anyway,
Right.
so any questions that I may not have asked that you think would be important for me to ask?
Oh, I don't know, I guess.
So anyway, I do want to thank you for taking your time this morning to be on the podcast. We appreciate your time. I know that, like you said, this isn't something that you normally do, but I do appreciate you.
No, it was something I thought I needed to see if I could do it.
Well, you did. And then if you are at Vision maybe in 27 or whatever, if you ever see me, again, please stop by and say hi. So,
I
and
absolutely will. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
And yeah, we're kind of going through a transition right now with new service advisor and stuff in place, and it's just
Okay.
the timing's a little off there. Uh,
Uh,
just didn't know what direction we were going for a little bit. So we're
mhm.
getting settled in now, and my advisor needs a little training right now, so I'm working on that,
Okay. All right.
getting things
Awesome.
moving that way. But the training's gonna be in our future.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, thanks a lot for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
For additional automotive resources and exclusive content, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our episodes. Thanks again for joining us in the driver's seat, and we'll see you next time for another thrilling episode of Top Shop.